Okay, so let's use the Bootstrap library to kind of clean up this interface a little bit and fix these buttons up. So we can do that pretty easily by just adding a few classes in our HTML. Now I'm using terms like HTML and classes, and if you're not familiar with what I mean by that, don't worry, we're going to cover it all in detail down the line, but just kind of roll with me here. So on the Bootstrap website, you can read about how you can modify your HTML and quickly change things using their library. So you can go to their CSS link up here, and keep in mind their website does change over time, so if it looks different for you, that's okay, but you're just looking for how they handle buttons and things like that. So you can read about each one. I'm going to go down to buttons, and we're going to take a look at how they affect it here. So they give you some examples, and then the code you need to have in your actual HTML. So first of all, if you have been logged out or whatnot, you need to start up your your Rails server. So we can do that by making sure we are inside this blog folder. This is our folder for the Rails application, right? So right now I'm in the root folder, and I know that because it just says tilde here. So I need to change directories. And now I'm back in the blog folder here. And from here I can run my Rails server by typing bundle exec Rails s, or I could write out server, either one. So I hit enter, and now this console tab is dedicated to being our Rails server. I'm going to open up a new tab so that I can keep writing some more commands if I need to. And we'll just change directories back into the Rails application where we can work from there. Okay, so let's add these Bootstrap buttons now. It's saying in order for us to get this effect, now that we have the Bootstrap library imported, all we need to do is add these classes. That's basically what it's saying here. That's the long story short. So I'm going to do that now inside of our HTML, and we're going to maybe go with these three colors here to change these three links into buttons. So we can do that by finding those links in our index page. So you want to go to app, and then views, and then posts. And inside the post folder, you want to see that index.html.erv page we were working on. And you'll see there's the show link right there. There's the edit, and there's the destroy. We could use the word delete maybe just to keep it a little less abrasive there. So I'm going to hit save. You can change that if you want. It doesn't matter. So now what we're going to do is just go right here next to the show link, do comma, class, and then in quotation marks, we're going to put those pieces of code that Bootstrap told us to use. So I got that right there from just over here where it says button and then button info. That's going to give us this light blue color. So now if I save it, and remember on a Mac you can do Command S, or you can just click save here and then refresh, you'll see those buttons changed. Every time that show link shows up, it's going to have that button graphic now. So let's do the rest of these buttons really quick. So we can do class next to the edit link here and do button, and we'll use their orange button, and that one is warning by default. That's just the names that they gave them. And then class button, and then button danger to get the red button. Okay, so now if we save it and look at it again, there you go. And so you'll notice this is kind of my workflow. I make some code changes, and then I head over to the browser and just refresh the page, and we can see our progress. Okay, and so now let's get that bottom link right here and turn that one into a button. So that is down here where it says new post, and I'm going to change that to just another color. We'll just choose one of the other colors from here. You can pick any one of these if you want. I'm going to go with the primary one. So there's the code for that. Save that and then go back. There we go. So just one more thing I want to do to this index page where we list all of our blog posts. I want to maybe space this out a bit. It looks a little ridiculous how all these buttons are close together. So we can do that in a number of ways with editing our CSS. CSS is just another language for styling this stuff, and we're going to explore that later. But there's actually an easy way to do this with Bootstrap. Once again, we can kind of take advantage of this library and maybe lay it out in the form of a table. So we can kind of list out our blog posts like this. And just so you don't have to read all of this, basically all we need to do to make our blog posts list out like this is just add the class table right here to our HTML table tag. So I'm going to copy that and head over here, and there we go. This is our table tag. So this entire thing right here is laid out in a table. So if I just add what they told us to add here, which is class equals table, and then save that and refresh this, there we go. It's laid out a little nicer. It doesn't quite look like a blog, but it'll do for now. I mean, we're just listing our titles and then the body of each post and so on. Okay, so from here, we just need a few more edits to make this look a little bit more complete. We'll address this page next.